Okay na? We can go live?
Naglo-load na lang siya, sir.
Okay. Kakaano nang nangyari sa pelikula mo?
Anong pelikula ko? Anong pelikula?
Sabi mo papalabas mo sa akin, papakita mo sa akin. Was that intended to be a film or a TV thing?
Which one? The comedy?
The comedy thing.
Yeah, I have it. But pinalabas namin mga 20... Pinalabas na namin mga 18 yata, 2019.
Pala ko. Okay, we're live na. Anyway. Okay, all good, all ready, all the best. We have the Level Up MMFF nominees reveal. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Bispiras ng Pasko and we're working. Good morning, and we're here with the Cabinet Secretary, the head of the jury of the Metro Manila Film Fest for the pang-ilang taon na nga ba? We started 2016 taking over with that indie festival, which is very different. But 2017, we had him already. And it's been quite parang a fresh change kasi napaka-credible at walang walkout, wala kang naririnig na alingas-ngas when it comes to the awards. We have here Cabinet Secretary, our main person in the MMFF jury, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles. Hello, Carlo.
Hi, Merry Christmas everyone. Malipayong Pasko sa tanang mga Bisaya. Maligayang Pasko po sa lahat ng hindi Bisaya. Sa lahat ng mga Pilipino. Mga Pilipino at mga Pilipinan nandyan po ngayon. Good morning, Merry morning, Christmas Eve po sa ating lahat. Excited.
At least now we hear you on a different light. You're giving us good news.
What? Always naman ako good news.
Yan nga. Sabi ko nga,
good news tayo, di ba?
In my message to you, I said, one of the best things that happened in 2020 was having the calm, very collected, and very respected Carlo Nograles telling us how things are. That was a high point. That was parang a very hopeful point for us Filipinos. Thank you for that, Carlo.
Trabaho lang po. We're just doing our job. So, but obviously 2020 has been a very, very challenging, difficult time for all of us. Yeah. Kaya I hope MMFF gives some joy and happiness and parang rest for everyone who's, I'm sure, very tired and weary about what happened and what's been happening sa 2020. And hopefully builds up hope for everyone sa 2021. We're also very hopeful. I think yan din ang maganda sa mga Pilipino kasi yung resiliency natin. And I know people are saying masyado nang overused yung resiliency, but you know, it's the truth. I think the fact that people, Filipinos most especially, are hopeful. And I think MMFF couldn't come at a better time. Of course, it's under the new normal. We're not going to the cinemas or movies, but we're watching it from home.
Yeah, were you surprised that we're going online? Did you ever think that would go that way?
No. I was surprised when nung sinabihan ako na mag-chairman pa rin tayo at tuloy pa rin yung MMFF. Hindi ko akalain. Obviously, yung naging thoughts ko nun was paano natin gagawin, number one. Number two, obviously, syempre yung, alam mo naman, how enterprising some people can be. And I know that marami tayo mga ginagawa sa gobyerno at sa pamahalaan against piracy.
That's true.
I guess I just hope na respetuhin natin lahat ng mga gumawa ng mga pelikulang Pilipino kasi hindi madaling gawin ito. From the actors to the directors to the producers to the technical staff at cameraman and everything, pinaghirapan at pinagpawisan din po nila ito. Kaya I guess honesty system na lang po para sa lahat. Respetuhin natin yung art and craft of filmmaking. And I know it's gonna go online and I know maraming matetempt dyan. But siguro bottom line is ang maganda lang din dito is it's online not just in the Philippines but all throughout the world. Yes. No? And while we're all dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic globally, I think we can also support Filipino film industry globally. At yan po yung panawagan natin sa lahat. Hindi lamang ang Pilipino kundi pati mga hindi Pilipino, no? I think it's gonna be a chance for everyone, Filipinos and non-Filipinos, to really appreciate yung art of filmmaking dito sa bansang Pilipinas. Marami naman nagsasabi na magaling mga Pinoy sa paggawa ng pelikula. And I hope that can be shared all throughout the globe, different continents, different nationalities. Sana ma-appreciate nila. May subtitles naman in English. Kaya
Very good. And very affordable. Like, we only have 250 pesos para dito sa Pilipinas. Tapos $10 lang para sa mga kababayan natin abroad. Meaning, Carlo, wag na please, wag yun nang i-pirate kasi we've made everything available to you ng affordable na halaga. And one ticket for the whole family.
yeah, correct. Sulit na sulit.
Totoo eh.
Bigay nyo na lang yung 250 or yung 500. Yung 500 kasi $10, no?
Yes,
Bigay nyo na lang. Bigay nyo lang sa mga filmmakers. Kawawa naman.
Ang galing mo sa math, Carlo. Kaya ka ME major sa Ateneo at kaya ka chairman ng jury. Ngayon, punta tayo dun sa prosesong pinagdaanan nyo. I know it was a grueling process. Almost 8 hours, was that? Ng delivery.
The longest. It was the longest under my watch kasi nakailang ano na rin ako eh. Yan na kami. Yan po kami. Nako. Kitang-kita nyo, hard at work kami ha.
Let's name them ha. So you being the chair, and thank you for being the chair for like how many years already, since 2017. So vice chair is Rachel Arenas of MTRCB. So and then we have the esteemed representatives from different sectors, di ba? So we have Mayor Richard Gomez, himself an actor, a best actor for the film Dahas in the Metro Manila Film Fest. And then we have, ito siguro nung kausap mo to, kakaiba, Carlo, no? Luwalhati Bautista Award.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Writer, gumawa siya ng bata-bata paano ka ginawa at saka dekada 70 na nasa pelikula rin. Tapos Jay Durias, an award-winning musical arranger for the film Respeto. Tapos, panahon mo yan, Carlo. So, South Border Head, no? And then, senior CNN anchor, and correspondent si Rico Hizon, who's worked abroad, also extensively abroad for BBC. And then Directors Guild President Paolo Villaluna, manunuri ng pelikulang Pilipino Urian President Gary De Villas, and the MMDA Assistant General Manager Corazon Bautista Cruz, and MMDA Consultant Belinda Enriquez. Carlo, tell me, how was it doing it this year? Well, the judging, I mean.
It was tough. I think every year naman sa MMFF has a different characteristic altogether. Only because the films are different, syempre, di ba? Pag iba-iba naman ang pelikula, iba rin naman yung mga pagdadaanan yan sa judging.
Mm-hmm.
But what we try to do, as with all our judging and when we nominate and when we judge the films per category, is we go through each and every category, and then may magsasalita. Whoever in the panel is an expert on that category will talk, no, and i-discuss namin what that category means, no. So, like, for instance, example, best editing.
Okay.
So, ano ang ibig sabihin ng best editing? Best cinematography. So, anong ibig sabihin ng best cinematography? So, merong isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat na mga judges dyan na eksperto doon, no? At pag-uusapan niya, no, sasabihin niya without mentioning sino yung favorites, obviously. Favorite niya, personal favorite niya. Parang in a nutshell, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng best cinematography? Ano bang hahanapin natin? Ano ba yung paano ba magsa-stand out, no? Ang best musical score, or sabihin natin ano ba yung hinahanap sa actor or sa actress, paano maging best, or the best director. So lahat po 'yan isa-isahin namin. And then pagkatapos i-discuss yung mga 'yan, pag-uusapan naman namin yung sino ang ino-nominate.
Yes.
So that's the first round. So the first round is pag-uusapan, okay, sinong nominees natin? So all of us will now submit our personal list of nominees. Nung nakaraang MMFF, nagta-top 3 lang po tayo. Kasi 8 entries. But right now, ang bago po sa MMFF ngayon, 10 entries. Yeah. And because 10 entries po yan, minabuti po namin na per category, we will select 5 nominees.
Okay. So 5.
Unless in that category, hindi aabot kami sa 5. Kasi
Tingnan natin mamaya yan.
makikita natin mamaya yan.
Sige, sige. Well, as we speak now, truth be told, I don't have the list. Only you have the list.
That's good.
And the staff now, they will be sharing the screen while putting on screen the graphics of the nominees. But so it'll be the first time I'll see it, and then I'll react extemporaneous, probably really surprised and really ask you the questions on the nominee. So it would be good. So let's start with, they just gave me the list of categories. So we'll start with the best student short film, Carlo.
Yeah, ang gagaling ng mga bata ngayon. And it's very, very promising. They're all very good.
Yeah.
If this is the future of film, well, I think if these students are the future of film, then I think we're handing it out to them, and the future will be bright for the future of film. Kung ito ang kinabukasan ng film, no? Very, 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 very professional and very promising bunch of.
Despite the pandemic, no? Ang hirap mag-shoot. Siguro, no? Yung dinaanan nila. At saka, ang maganda nito, kaakibat or kasama nito yung pagpapalabas ng main feature. So every time you watch a main feature sa Metro Manila Film Fest, meron siyang kapartner na best student short film. No? Student short film entry. So Carlo, tell us now the nominees for the best short film. Interesado siguro yung mga estudyante at yung mga schools nila.
All of them are very good, no? So lahat ng mga estudyante who submitted their entries, don't feel bad if you're not part of the nominees. But everything was excellently done. But obviously, we'll have to pick three, and the top three, or the three nominees for best student short film are Balikbayan from the University of Makati, Laruang Baril from the Far Eastern University High School, and Paano Maging Babae from De La Salle College of St. Benilde.
Ang galing.
So, congratulations to all of these three entries and the students who submitted the three entries. Very, very impressive. It was a very close fight.
Really? So, tell us about the learnings. Okay, yung observation nyo nung napanood nyo yung mga short films na to.
Well, ito naman, binigay naman sa amin. No? So what happened was MMFF gave us the film in advance. No? And we all had to go through it. Madali lang naman to kasi short film lang naman. No? For the children, for the students, no, student short film, and it's very challenging because you want to tell a story in such a short span of time.
Yes.
So kailangan ang tingnan mo dito na in that short span of time, meron kang beginning, meron kang ending, at meron kang some sort of a peak, or dapat like any story, di ba? Dapat mapipeak mo at the right time and then i-conclude mo. And then so we look at the start. The start has to capture you agad, no? And then biglang alam mo agad ano yung conflict in very few seconds lang yan eh. Seconds lang yan, or diba? A few seconds, alam mo na agad ang conflict, pipeak ka na dun sa conflict, and then mare-resolve ang conflict, then you conclude it. And it's very challenging because it's very short. So and then how many scenes lang yun eh? Yes. How many scenes? So it depends really on the creativity of the student on how to tell that story. And what sort of camera angles? Isa, dalawa, tatlo, isang angle lang ba ako? Dalawa? Kasi pwede rin isang angle lang eh. Pero syempre baka masira yung quality, di ba? So then how do you do the multiple angles and all of that? So it's very, and I think they just use cell phones lang yata dito or something, right?
Ano yung technology, no? But with the themes, Carlo, are they really mga breakthrough themes or topics? Kasi sometimes the children or the students are really more, di ba, daring in terms of their stories.
You know what? Come to think of it, looking at the entries, they tell the story of reality. Okay. So it's really grounded on reality, on experiences, on real experiences felt and experienced by real actual people. Galing. And then parang they just told it in their own point of view. Kumbaga. So looking at these three entries, mukhang these are all real stories naman that was captured under the lens of these students.
Di ba ang ganda? Habang nag-uusap din tayo, marami ring matututunan yung mga tao. In as much as kayo during the jury deliberations, I bet you like gained a lot of things, a lot of knowledge when you reviewed the films.
Yeah,
Anyways,
actually, come to think of it also, if you look at the films of these students, you'll actually realize, ito pala yung iniisip ng mga bata ngayon. Yun, ganito pala ang thinking ng mga bata ngayon kasi it's under their lens eh. They look at reality under their lens. So ito pala yung lens ng mga kabataan ngayon.
galing, galing. So, kahit tayo, ano ba, maraming natututunan dito sa mga batang to. So, let's go now to the next category, Carlo, for the main feature now. So, we have the best visual effects. Now, we're talking about the 10 full-length entries that you've reviewed. So, sino-sino yung mga nominated dito sa best visual effects?
Okay, so best visual effects, the nominees are Mang Kepweng, ang lihim ng pandanang itim.
Scoring ka na rin. So, yan. Okay.
Jerwin Meneses of GMVFX.
Okay.
And of course, MAGIKLAND by Richard Francia and Ryan Grimares of Central Digital Lab. And The Missing from Luminous Films. No. So these are the entries. As I said kanina, in the other categories we picked 5.
Yes.
But here we picked 3 nominees only because sila lang talaga yung may visual effects, no?
Yeah.
Other entries baka may visual effect but it's not really konti lang siguro or it's not that much of the visual effects really needed to fall under
an award category, yes.
Yeah, under this category and to equal the same effort kasi syempre you have to look at the effort also of the digital effects team, 'di ba? Para patas din, pati para fair din. Kung sino yung talagang nagkaroon ng talagang masinsinan na effort, na talagang todo-todong effort, na mahabang effort for digital effects. So
it seems like these 3 entries naman rightfully needed good visual effects. So, 2 fantasy adventure tapos isang horror.
Yeah.
Diba? So, it seems like, well, we're up for the best one. So, Mang Kepweng, MAGIKLAND, and The Missing for best visual effects. Dito, medyo matagal ba yung pagtatalo nyo or okay to? Parang carried, lahat nag-agree na?
No, I'd like to say lang na, gone are the days na pinagtatawanan natin yung visual effects ng Filipino film.
Yes.
The visual effects now ng Filipino film is much better than when I was growing up. I'm very excited.
Ang tagal naman na nun, Carlo.
No. I'm very excited for the kids who will be watching Mang Kepweng and MAGIKLAND. Hindi po kayo malulugi, 'di ba? Sa investment ninyo to watch this film because the team that really built the digital effects and the visual effects for these movies really poured a lot of detail, a lot of hard work, and makita mo naman sa quality ng digital effects that they played and used in the film, no? Whereas those who want really horror and you're watching The Missing, wow.
Horror, di ba yung level?
Yeah, horror talaga. The visual effects in this movie really will frighten you. Hindi yung ano, alam mo yung
mo after.
Hindi naman nakakatakot yan kasi alam mo naman na fake. No, this one is outstanding, really. Very good.
Alam mo, well, parang ikaw naman, galit ka rin naman sa fake. Pero Carlo, ang maganda dito, kahit na hindi big screen, no, hindi theater, nakita nyo yung galing.
Yes, actually yun ang challenge because on TV it's different from cinema. Cinema it's a big screen and then it's surround sound, 'di ba? That really helps in enhancing. Here, you're watching it from your TV. So talagang the challenge is bigger for the filmmaker and the visual effects team.
At ang galing yung jury, yung dapat matalas yung mata nyo, di ba? Para to spot those visual effects that are, well, commendable. So we go now to the next category, Carlo. Best production design.
Yes. for
Ayan na. Okay.
best production design. Ganun din. Technically speaking, the entries very good. Those that are nominated are really the fantastic ones. So for
Wow,
best
okay.
production design, the nominees are
Ayan na. Memorize ko na daw.
uh,
Go.
Boy Foretold by the Stars, Lars Magbanwa, The Missing, Popo Diaz, Magicland, Erickson Navarro, Suarez, The Healing Priest, Ronnie Dizon, and Tagpuan, Erickson Navarro.
Ito
Again,
nakompleto nyo. Nakompleto nyo yung 5.
yes.
So, really, parang kung minsan, di ba, design spells a lot of difference. So, these ones would have helped the story move, no? So,
Yes. Yes, the setting, everything, the set.
mhm,
Kumbaga, everything that's in the set.
mhm.
Everything that's in the set, whether it's natural or they designed it and they created, they put things in the set, and then kasama na yung costume, di ba? Di ba,
Yeah.
Noel, kasama na yan, costume, setting, the set itself, everything that's in the frame.
Yes, very good, very good. Talking like a film student already, Carlo. I'm proud of you there. Ang madugo ba to, yung discussion nyo dito? Or parang,
Kasi iba-ibang genre eh. No? You'll have a horror.
yeah.
By the way, the horror is a Filipino film set in Japan.
Yes.
It's in Japan, ha? So
Oo eh.
if you want to go to Japan now that
Okay.
may pandemic and you want to be taken to Japan, where by the way, horror movies in Japan are big thing, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
this was really something na parang Japan setting at maganda gumawa ng horror sa Japan eh. Kasi alam mo yung kung mahilig ka sa Japanese horror movies,
Correct.
well, this is good because this is Philippine style naman in
Yes.
Japan.
Yung tahimik pero 'di ba nanunuot, masakit, parang tagos. So ang maganda diyan, we hope there be more collaborations in the future, 'di ba, no? Ng Filipino companies and yan foreign companies kasi
Yeah.
mas maganda pa yung industry natin diyan.
Yeah, then if you go to Tagpuan naman, kung gusto mo rin mag-travel and you want to go to Hong Kong and New York, then Tagpuan is the film for you. Kasi makikita mo ang Hong Kong pre-COVID and New York pre-COVID. Walang nagmamaskara doon. Kasi
Carlo,
pre-COVID eh.
Parang miss na miss mo ng Cagayan de Oro at paano mag-travel, 'di ba?
Oo.
Kasi hindi ka makakauwi, dito ka lang muna sa Maynila.
Yeah, and then you have Magicland and Magicland which is really fantasy. So kailangan
Ibang
right?
mundo naman yan.
Have to be brought to a different world. So kung gusto mo ng fantasy, you'll be brought to a different world, and production design plays a key role there. Then of course you have SUAREZ and Boy Foretold, which are Philippines, no? But different context. Well, SUAREZ
Sa punta sa
island, di ba? May island si SUAREZ.
Okay, correct.
Father Suarez. So if you want to be brought to that, yeah, what's that name of the island? I forgot. The island.
Yes.
Iping, something like that. And then Boy Foretold. Well, Boy Foretold, if you want to go back to high school,
Okay.
that's the movie for you.
Okay. Well, Carlo was a Philippine Science High School student. So kakaibang high school yung pinagdaanan mo. Anyway, so best production designs done. Let's go now to the next category. Nako, exciting talaga yung mga choices nyo.
Yeah,
Best
musical
score.
score. Yeah, well, best musical score is really about how the music enhances the film, really, and doesn't bother the film. It has to enhance the film and not bother the
So
film.
kasama dyan, Carlo, yung silences din.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appropriate use of silence, appropriate use of sound effects, noise, music, even the orchestra music or whatever you want to call it, the music that enhances the mood.
Yung
And so
hindi sobra.
na hindi sobra. Dapat subtle and na-move yung emotions mo. At hindi na didistorbo yung emotions mo.
Correct.
So for best musical score, the nominees are
Yan na.
Magicland, Emerson Texon,
Okay.
Fangirl, Teresa Barroso, SUAREZ, The Healing Priest, Sherwin Castillo, The Boy Foretold by the Stars, Paulo Protasio, and The Missing, Jessie Lasaten.
Galing na ng nominees. O ito, madugo ba to? At least inabot niyo yung 5 nominees dito.
Well, honestly, we had to ask Jay Durias for
Okay.
help here kasi siya yung expert dito. So he talked a little bit about he talked a lot about that, what I just said, no, how the music and the musical score enhances really emotions and doesn't bother. So kung kailangan mo matakot, then the missing should be playing something na nakakatakot talaga na music that builds up the suspense, right?
Okay.
If you want something holy, then SUAREZ, the healing priest, it has to be, grounded on the holy or preaching music, but not so preachy that just
Yeah.
moves your emotions towards God, towards a higher plane. Then
Mhm.
Fangirl, if you don't know the story about Fangirl, it's really wow. Wow, how do I describe this, Noel? Fangirl is really about a real fan
Your
who's
hero, knowing your hero, di ba?
knowing your hero, really obsessed with your artista,
Yeah.
basically, and knowing the real story
Person
or
behind.
the person behind the image of your artista.
That's
Then of
true.
course, Magicland is fantasy. So how does the music now allow you to continue to suspend disbelief and take
Galing.
you to that fantasy world, right? And then Boy Foretold, obviously, high school setting yan. So, kailangan, na-enhance din yung memories mo, kumbaga.
Galing. Ang ganda ng mga choices kasi parang you're able to like forward the narrative. At kita ko na tipong with your choices, nabubuo yung storya. Yun, well, sa music dito, no? So, nabuo niyo yung 5 nominees. At least, tingnan natin yung susunod, Carlo. So,
Okay.
we're going to the editing category.
Yan. Okay. Best editing. So, the nominees for best editing are ito.
Tanan!
Isa pang Baghari. Isa
Okay.
pang Baghari by Mai Calaparado.
Mhm.
The Missing by Renewin Alano.
Mhm.
Fangirl, Benjamin Tolentino. Tagpuan, Carlo Francisco Manatad. And Magicland, Manette Diarit or Dairit?
Dairit.
Dairit, Shea Lopez Francia, and
Central Digital.
Central Digital Lab. Yeah, of
Okay.
Central Digital Lab.
Exciting because we have the best names here, ha? Parang yun, kumusta itong category to? Madugo ba to sa discussion ninyo?
Well, best editing really is, syempre you have to tell the story, no? That entire film.
Yes.
But you have to be able to know paano pinagtatagpi-tagpi ang
Yeah.
different scenes.
Yeah.
Especially if, alam mo naman sa movies, di ba? It's not just a linear story.
Correct.
Pupunta ka, magpa-flashback ka.
Yes.
So yung pagpasok ba ng flashback, maganda ba yung pasok na alam ng audience na it's a flashback pero hindi na didisturbo yung train of thought or yung kumbaga yung pagkatahi-tahi nung story. Nakakadisturbo ba yung flashback? Parang At alam ba ng audience na nag-flashback ka at bumalik ka na sa present? Or even if you go future, alam ba ng audience na future 'yon? Or if it's a dream, alam ba ng audience na dream 'yon?
Yes, yes.
Alam ba ng audience na fantasy 'yon, 'di ba? Tapos dapat sobrang linis ng pagkatahi-tahi na paglabas ng audience ng sinehan, walang magsasabi na ano yung scene na yun na naintindihan mo yung scene na yun na bakit pumasok yung scene na yun? Walang ganyanan.
Or kung may tatanong sila, pag nakita nila, kasi it also gives us that view na bawat isang cut, yung susunod nun, gives you better meaning. Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang yung tawag naman mise-en-scène, yung pag tinahina yung mga shots, nagkakaroon ng ibang meaning, pa level of meaning pag nagsama-sama kasi hindi naman sinut yan ng magkakasunod, di ba?
Yes.
So, ang galing lang ng choices nyo rin kasi it seems like parang umusad yung storya at nagkaroon pa siguro ng levels of meaning dahil sa editing ng mga taong to.
Yes, correct. And then the scenes shouldn't be too long. Alam mo yun, yung nawawala na yung attention span mo na parang ang haba naman nun. Parang dapat wala kang sasabihin, that was a time waster. Pampahaba lang ng movie yan para umabot ng 2 hours. may ganun di ba? Naglagay lang sila niyan kasi para sulitin yung film. Dapat walang ganyanan.
people should catch you at this demeanor. Kasi ang nakikita nila napaka-formal mo. Pero yan, it's really the way you talk and the way you're so animated and spontaneous when you react to things. Well, anyway, ang galing nung choices at parang good. Siguro naman, meron pa sanang hahabol? Did you have ties here or did you have like merong runners up pa rin dun sa 5 nominees?
Oh my, ties?
Oo.
This is ay hindi ko na sasabihin ha kung
Sige
ilan.
na.
Pero sasabihin ko sa inyo na this is the MMFF that I've judged na the most number of ties. It was
Okay.
very, very difficult to judge dahil alam mo pagaling na yung it's
Yun.
getting better and better. Ang mga entries ng MMFF are getting better and better. The filmmakers are getting better and better. The actors are getting better and better. The visual effects, the editing, everything, all these categories now have become more and more difficult to judge. That's why I'm thankful that MMFF really picked the really very good jurors, mga respectable board of jurors. Kasi I think one of the reasons why MMFF is getting a lot of good entries is because filmmakers are now beginning to see the value of the judging sa MMFF.
Yes.
If I may say so myself, I'm not hindi ako nagbubuhat ng sarili kong bangko kasi I'm only one vote anyway.
Yes.
I'm only one vote. I'm just the chair. Ang ginagawa lang naman chair to make everything maayos. But I'm only one vote at the end of the day.
At napakaayos mo talaga mag-facilitate. At maganda lang dito, we're able to share with them the knowledge and the realizations and the evaluation that you had, no, as a jury, as a committee. So let's now go to the next category, original theme song.
Oh, okay. Original theme song is basically as one of the judges said, juror said, it's basically preference lang for the song. It's just but obviously it has to be something that's catchy that catches your attention. It's a preference of the judges.
Okay.
So the best original theme song nominees are Isa Pang Baghari, Hanggang Muli. The song is Hanggang Muli by Emerson Texon.
Okay.
In the movie Boy Foretold by the Stars, the song is Ulan by Jay Cura and Pao Protasio. In SUAREZ, The Healing Priest, the song is Yakapin Mo Ko by Joventan.
Okay.
In MAGIKLAND, the song is Smile by Emerson Texon. And in Coming Home, the song is Ganyan Ang Pag-ibig Ko by Lito Camo.
Galing. Do you see any of these songs to be popular even after the film?
I think yan ang isa sa mga iniisip namin as members of the board.
Yeah.
Kung ano yung, like I said, that may become popular, that has a potential of becoming popular. Alam naman natin lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang preference in terms of songs, and then we're iba-ibang mga edad namin sa board of judges. Kanya-kanyang lang yan.
Sabihin yan talaga. Okay.
But at the end of the day, I think I guess it's like a popular choice, right? And if that's what's happening sa board of jurors na 10 kami, ang pinaka-popular choice would come out as the winner.
Galing.
And hopefully, pagdating sa pag-plinay na ito sa radyo, makikita natin na deserving yun kasi yun ang naging popular choice din ng listeners, right?
At kasama nun yung storya ng pelikula na nakasama sila, no? So, yun.
Sometimes theme songs kasi help bring the audience to the movie, especially if it's a theme song na catchy, na nakakaaliw or gustuhan mo, it will make you watch the movie din eh.
Okay. Mamaya ko natatanungin ko ano theme song niya ni Marga.
Nako.
Go now to the next category. The next category is Best Sound. Yan. Exciting din to kasi sabi mo kanina music kasama yung silences. Dito din kasama yung silences, di ba?
Yeah, best sound. Well, as opposed to musical score is basically the music in the music using of music, background, what do you call this? Yung orchestra music, yung music that enhances the tone, ganyan. But best sound is everything na eh. Kasama yung natural sound, and even natural sound during the scenes, or even enhancing the sound. And
the dialogue should be audible, no? Parang dapat naririnig. So, let's now.
The nominees for best sound are The Missing, Fatima Nericas Salim and Emmanuel Verona, Tagpuan, Albert Michael Idioma. Boy Foretold by the Stars, Wild Sound Inc. MAGIKLAND, Albert Michael Idioma, Alex Tombok of Wild Sound Studios, and Fangirl, Vincent Villa.
Ang galing. Good choices kasi parang they captured the best sound na nagsasabi ng storya.
Me personally, what I like to look at, kasi pag nagda-dialogue yung mga characters or may scene, di ba? Ayoko yung narinig ko na obvious may mic. Alam mo yun? Kasi nadidistorbo yung panonood ko. Nawawala ako dun sa suspension of disbelief ko. Diba? Kasi I'm already in the scene, nasa loob na ako ng scene, I'm watching the characters, and then bilang narinig ko yung rubbing of the mic.
Wow!
Parang nawala na naman ako sa aking suspension of disbelief. Right? Nakakadistorbo. So we look at those things, no, little things like that. I think it's the attention to detail that really allows us to pick the best ones.
That's true.
Kasi makikita mo yung effort eh. Siyempre ayaw mo no nakakadistorbo. If it's silence, it's silence. If it's eerie, it's really eerie. Kung gusto mo yung nakakatakot, dapat nakakatakot talaga. And hindi nakakadistorbo yung music, pero alam mo yun, it's really a mix of using, whether to use the music, may background music ba ako, or I will use lang the wind rustling through the leaves, or gagamitin ko lang yung natural sound ng waves of the ocean. At kung hindi ko naman if I'm filming it at hindi ko naman masyado narinig yung waves, i-enhance ko na lang yung audio nun, pero dapat hindi nawawala yung natural delivery of the sound.
Ang galing. Kasi ngayon parang with this category, we know now na tipong mahalaga yung lahat ng elemento ng pelikula, no? So, yun, parang ako pagpapalinaw to again ng narrative. So, yun, yung ginawa nung limang na nominate nyo para sa best sound. Are you happy? Are you happy with your choices so far?
I'm very happy actually.
Galing, no? Parang feeling ko napakapulido ng mga entries na to kasi we have the best names here na nirerespeto ng industriya din. Okay, now let's go to the next category. The next category is Best Cinematography.
Ayun, mahirap ito, Best Cinematography. Okay. It's very, very... Actually, I just like to say, that the cinematography of Filipino film now is outstanding if you compare it to 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like I said, nung bata ako...
Yourself again.
Nung bata ako at nanonood tayo ng Filipino film nung kabataan po natin. Siyempre, nako-compare mo sa Filipino film now. We're really, in terms of cinematography, we're really catching up with the better countries, no? Yes. And panlaban talaga tayo. Yung cinematography natin panlaban na sa mga international.
Pero ito hindi lang technology, Carlo, 'di ba? The use of the technology. Yun yung maganda sa Pinoy, yung puso habang ginagawa yung photography.
Alam niyo, matagal naman natin narinig to, no, that the Filipinos are really artistic.
That's true.
And I'm not only talking about artistic in terms of painting, but even in capturing in film, in camera, still camera, 'di ba? Ang dami natin magagaling ng mga photographers. So if you think about photography and you think about how artistic some photographs are, think of that being utilized in film. That's best cinematography. Yung moving pictures, yung moving ganda ng mga kuha na nagawa mo in a moving film. That's best cinematography, really.
Now the nominees, Carlo.
Nominees for best cinematography are Fangirl, Neil Gaza; MAGIKLAND, Roddy Lakap; The Boy Foretold by the Stars, Marvin Reyes; SUAREZ, The Healing Priest, TJ Gonzalez; and The Missing, Marvin Reyes.
Galing. Okay, now tell us about the deliberations that went with this category.
Ano to? Medyo mahabang deliberation yung cinematography dito. Kasi syempre, iba-ibang genre, iba-ibang klaseng film ito, no? So MAGIKLAND is fantasy. So syempre, dapat pag-capture mo nga when you look at the angles, when you look at the camera shots, dapat natatake ka talaga sa fantasy world, right? siguro ang inisip ko dyan, kung i-quiet ko ba, kung i-mute ko ba yung, i-mute ko ba yung
Oo,
film,
yun. Maintindihan ko pa ba yung storya?
maintindihan ko ba yung storya? That's what great cinematographers do.
That's true.
So yun, then SUAREZ is about, a priest, no, the healing priest. So you have to see kung nakaka-capture ba at maganda ba yung pag-capture nung ginagawa ni Father Suarez and the conflict niya, no? And yung mga scenes, the scenes in such a short amount of time, na-capture ba yung buong up and down ni Father Suarez, kumbaga.
Galing.
Then wow. Fangirl, you have to really look at the shots. Kasi syempre, ang story is about a boy and a girl. A
Yeah.
boy who's an artista and a girl who's a fan.
Yeah.
And yung conflict nung girl looking at her idol and then knowing the real truth about yung idol niya, 'di ba? So dapat yung powerfully nakaka-capture yung scenes ng dalawang nag-uusap kasi it's really about their conversations eh.
That's true.
So is it one angle lang ba ako or multiple angles ba ako and all of that, diba? So those kinds of shots.
The angles of authority na sometimes yung pinapaliit yung mga kausap, di ba? Yung angulo nila would tell a story too. May sariling buhay. Kaya nga ang tawag sa kanila director of photography kasi sila mismo nagde-direct ng eksena. So maganda yung exercise mo, di ba? Alisin mo yung sound, buo pa rin dahil yung ginawa ng cinematographer at nung editor na rin. So galing ng choices. Ang saya. Let's now go to the next one, Carlo. Carlo, the next few awards would be special awards by the MMFF, no?
Yes. Okay, so FPJ Memorial Award, meron talaga ito sa FPJ, meron talaga silang meron talaga silang weights that they
Because of
put.
the legacy of FPJ, who's been there also as a national artist, and he's been a perennial participant in the Metro Manila Film Fest with this being an epic hero, di ba? Yun yung ano niya eh. At yun, kaisa ng masa. So siguro yun yung hahanapin dito sa mga nominees ninyo.
Yeah, so FPJ Memorial Award, true to the spirit of who FPJ was as an actor and as a nag-direct din siya ng film ba, Noel, di ba? And nag-produce din siya ng film.
Yung pangalan niyang Ronaldo Reyes, it's also him.
Yeah. So basically, ang tinitingnan namin dito sa FPJ is number one is yung lesson, no? The lessons that you learn. Does it give us meron bang redeeming value? May redeeming value, not only in terms of the quality of the film, not only in terms of how good the film it is, but I think what sets it apart is the redeeming value.
Okay.
So you have to ask, does this film have a redeeming value despite the conflict and despite the struggles nung characters doon? At the end of the day, does it teach a redeeming Filipino value? And then of course, dahil FPJ was really pang masa, dapat may mass appeal din yung film.
Okay. Galing, no? What he stood for, the ideals that he stood for. So we saw that in what films?
So the nominees for FPJ Memorial Award are Coming Home,
Okay.
SUAREZ, The Healing Priest, MAGIKLAND, at isa pang Baghari.
Okay, very good choices. Now we go to the next one, another memorial award. Well, actually, Gat Puno, no? The cultural award, they say.
So siguro sa Gat Puno Villegas Award, Noel, ikaw na lang siguro mag-explain.
Kasi yung pillars natin, no? So dito sa mga festivals, he was one of those who instituted yon, a Filipino festival. Kaya yun, hinahanap natin yung cultural value. Actually, yung naging pamantayan natin sa buong Metro Manila Film Festival, Artistic Excellence 40%, Commercial Appeal 40%, meron doon yung Filipino cultural sensibility. Tapos meron ding global appeal. Dito siguro yung weight dito, yung Filipino cultural sensibility.
Yes, correct. That's it. So if babasahin natin what it really means is best depicts Filipino historical and or cultural values. So
Yeah.
that's basically how we selected the Gat Puno Antonio Villegas Cultural Award. So the nominees are
Okay.
The Boy Foretold by the Stars,
Okay.
SUAREZ, The Healing Priest, Coming Home, Isa Pang Baghari, and MAGIKLAND.
Okay. So we're done with the special awards. Actually, meron pang isa pala, the Gender Sensitivity Award. Binalik yan dyan. Kasi it was a special award na nawala at a certain time pero binabalik kasi at this time, sa ating history, kailangan din tingnan tingnan sa mga pelikula at maging pamantayan sa pelikula yung pagiging sensitive natin sa gender sa pag-address ng iba't ibang gender. So, kumusta yung discussion niya dito, Carlo?
Well, kasi when you talk about gender sensitivity, usually what people associate it with is mistakenly or not too accurately is women's rights, di ba? Parang usually ang isipin mo women's rights eh.
No, now we talk about equality.
Now it's equality eh. It's
Correct.
It's being non-prejudiced against
Anything.
anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone, really, anyone. That's it eh. So it's not anymore about women's rights kasi sasabihin ng men, paano naman kami, di ba? May gender rin naman kami, et cetera, et cetera. So now...
Galing mo magsalita. Natutuwa ako kasi this is a side of you na hindi mo napapakita sa publiko. Galing. Game. Yes, gender sensitive.
So gender sensitivity now, just to guide the audience, basically to guide the board of jurors, it's given to the film that best represents gender sensitivity or modification of behavior by raising awareness of gender equality concerns in a motion picture and encouraging people to avoid committing violence and other biases against all gender.
Okay.
Okay, and the nominees are
Tanan!
Coming Home,
Okay.
The Boy Foretold by the Stars, and Isa Pang Bahaghari.
Galing. How was the discussion here? Because you really have staunch women's rights, di ba? Parang advocates in the board. Di ba? Gano'n, di ba? Parang, at meron din namang, well, we have the macho representation. Nandiyan kayo ni Goma, di ba? Kakaiba din. Pero, ang ganda lang na nagsasama-sama kayo to award this category. At hindi naman siguro madugo yung discussion.
Ang naging discussion lang kasi was, is it about, kasi mas madali kung sabihin natin, so women lang, right?
Yeah.
Women lang. Kasi kung sino yung yung movie na nakapag-build up ng yung rights of the women or that really showed what a woman is going through.
Yes.
And how the woman was able to assert her right to equality. Pwedeng ganun eh.
Now you're looking at a whole spectrum na tipong hindi lang babae, hindi lang bading, hindi lang lalaki yung titingnan, kundi pang kalahatan.
Yeah, so that was the discussion. Do we look at it na and that perspective lang yung babae, equality for the women, or do we look at it na equality for anyone, male, female, or LGBTQ+ or what? So yun lang yung naging discussion, and then ito yung lumabas.
Galing. Anyway, now we go to the regular award. So parang these are special awards, no? So yung FPJ award, yung Gat Puno Villegas Cultural Award, and the Gender Sensitivity Award. We now go back to the heart of the film, which is the script. Actually, sabi nga natin palagi, Carla, no, yung best screenplay, yan yung dyan nagsisimula lahat ng kahusayan kasi you're facing a blank paper. Di ba? When you start writing the script. Kumusta yung talakayan niya dito?
Well, isa lang pinasalita yata namin dito, si Ma'am Luwalhati lang ang pinasalita namin dito. Kasi siya ang
expert.
Ma'am, yes ma'am. kayo po ma'am.
Sa ibang klase, idol ko rin yan. No? Diba? Parang at least when you're with greatness, you just feel it.
Yeah.
Di ba? Ibang klase. So,
siya lang yung pinasalita namin dito. But ako personally, siguro ano to for me, it's like watching
Let's clarify it, Carlo. Pinasalita kasi parang to define the terrain, no?
yes.
Pero lahat kayo may opinion, di
Yes,
ba?
yes. No. I was exaggerating.
Yes. Of course.
I was exaggerating. Of course, lahat naman kami may opinion at may mga inputs kami dito. But ang una namin pinasalita si Ma'am Luwalhati to guide us.
Of course.
So, like I said, ang tatanungin namin dyan is, okay, Ma'am, what is screenplay and what is best screenplay, and how do we guide, if you can guide us on how to select the best screenplay.
Okay.
So yun. So basically,
natin yung nominees, tapos let's describe them.
Yeah.
I'm sure bawat isa may comment ka dyan, Carlo. Game.
okay, so the nominees for best screenplay are The Missing, E.C. Ferrer; Tagpuan, Ricardo Lee; Fangirl, Antoinette Hadaone; and The Boys Foretold by the Stars, Dolly Dulu.
Okay, this is the first time I'm seeing it. Now, Carlo, ba't kulang? Hindi kayo umabot ng 5, meaning hindi ba nakapasa sa inyo yung iba?
This was a discussion, and parang the reason why we picked 4 was, di ba, nagbobotohan kami.
Yeah.
Pag nagbobotohan kami ng nominees, nagkumpul-kumpul ang mga nominees dito sa 4. Lahat ng mga boto namin na group sa 4.
Okay.
So to
wow, exciting.
Yeah, so that the scores, the higher scores were really on the 4.
Okay.
And so the lower scores, medyo makita mo yung divide. There was really a divide between the groupings. So there was a grouping na matataas ang score, and then yung hindi masyad. So parang kasi pag magboto kami ng nominees, you can select kasi you can vote 1, 2, 3, 5 lang ang maximum mo. So some of us will vote for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, di ba? So when you add up all the votes, most of the votes went to these 4. So to give utmost respect, and
now,
prominence.
tell us what we will learn from the following nominees. Missing, ano yung maganda dyan?
Well, first of all, yung screenplay kasi, what I like to think about it is, screenplay is like, you've seen a play, right? Yung play in, yung actual play in a stage, right? But screenplay is really, yun lahat na yun, yung dialogues. Kasi kung tinitingnan mo yan sa stage, di ba, may dialogue yung characters, may movement ang characters. Yun, walang camera yun. Okay. And then you put it into screen, that's like the screenplay. So everything is there. Yung how the characters talk, how you tell the story.
Correct.
Basically, how you tell the story in the dialogue and the movement and the scene and everything all rolled into one. It's like writing a book, but it's really it's writing a book for film, right? Really? So who was the best? Who had the best ability to write a book or a story and put it into film? Yun yung hahanapin mo. Na sabi nga ni Ma'am Luwalhati, alam mo na agad kasi pag ginawa mo yung film, alam mo na ang anong ikikwento mo. Tapos yung anong ikikwento mo, lumabas dun sa film mo. Yun ang basically what screenplay really is. Ang kwento.
Nakutan ako. Para kayong nag-masterclass.
Na-capture ba ng film yung kwento? Yun. So yun ang... So tapos ito, 4, iba-ibang kwento nito. Ang isa is a horror. Di ba? Ako, nawala yung...
Okay lang yan. The Missing was the horror.
One was the horror. Pakibalik, please. Nawala ko.
Isa Tagpuan.
Mapagkamali ako bigla.
Pero magandang choices, no? The Missing,
horror yun.
Fangirl, and Boy Foretold by the Stars.
Yung isa naman is, yung isa itong Tagpuan, parang love story na hindi love story na reality, grounded on reality na
tatlong locations na may sariling storya, di ba?
May sariling storya. Oo, tapos yung development of the characters, and tapos pansinin mo dito yung coldness between the characters, yung pagka hanapin mo yun, hanapin niyo yung coldness, yung pagiging sobrang distant na nagsa-struggle ka na lumapit pero may wall between the characters, tapos dapat na-feel mo yun na
So
may
parang nauna pa sila sa COVID.
Oo, actually.
The
Kasi
whole
nagso-social distancing sila.
emotions, di ba? Sa
Emotions, oo. And then Fangirl, like I said, is about yung yung struggle between yung fantasy versus reality, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Yung fan and then looking at the So, nakwento ba niya yun?
Okay.
Yung from the mind, napasok ka ba sa mind nung fan na yon, di ba?
Galing, galing. And then, The Boy Foretold by the Stars is
Well, The
different.
Boy Foretold is, again,
Going back to your childhood, di ba?
going back to yung childhood. Parang feeling ko parang hang up yan
Nako, Carlo. Nako, pag ikaw yung bumalik dyan, babalikan natin yung mga nagka-crush sa'yo nung nasa high school ka.
Ayun. Oh, ba nawala yung
Ayun. So,
well, this is best screenplay na. This is not So I think they're flashing the wrong slide.
no, tama pa rin, pero
Oh, yeah, there.
Naman natin yung Coming Home ni Manay Gina Marisa Tagasa.
Coming Home.
So yun. So Coming Home is there also as a family drama? Yeah, okay.
Yes, Coming Home is also a family drama.
Okay.
Na yung struggle of family. The struggles of a family talaga.
Okay. So you met the quota pala na 5.
Oo nga eh.
It's
Sorry,
the-
I guess that was a technical.
Yes,
There were
yes.
some kasi na nag-4 kami. So,
Okay.
ito na masyado maalala lahat.
So ito, sa screenplay nakaabot po sila ng 5.
Ng 5 pala. Oo.
For sure, these are very qualified entries for the best screenplay category. So The Missing by Easy Ferrer, Tagpuan Ricardo Lee, Fangirl Antoinette Hadaone, The Boy Foretold by the Stars, Dolly Dulu, and Coming Home by Gina Marisa Tagasa. Coming Home was in the tradition actually niyan of Tanging Yaman, Pilipinas, yan, yung mga dating Metro Manila Film Fest na tungkol sa pamilya. So, walang dagdag bawas dyan, 5 talaga yan, Carla, no?
Yes. Sorry. No, i-announce naman lahat yan eh.
Yes. And now we go to the next category, Best Child Performer. Medyo hotly contested to balita ko, pero I think
yung best child performer kasi we always have this friendly debate if whether or not wag tanggalin na yung child performer kasi parang most of the other awards don't pick already best child performer kasi kung magaling talaga yung bata, lalabas siya as best supporting actor or best supporting actress or even best actor. Best actor if siya naman yung central, yung pinaka-lead, no. But we have to remember that MMFF is really for kids. The essence, actually the original essence of MMFF is for family.
Yeah.
And it's for children, yung parang to get the kids out kasi Christmas break, 'di ba, ng mga bata. To get families out to watch.
Yeah.
So nandito pa rin yung best child performer. So it's my age, no? I think it's under 12, 12 or 12 and under. And then so the best child performers nominees are
Ayan na. Tan. Wow.
Ryan J. Obana of Tagpuan, Miguel Gabriel Diokno, Tagpuan din, Jana Agoncillo, Coming Home, and Seiyo Masunaga of The Missing.
Ang galing, no? But they're not naman portraying roles that are beyond them. Talagang pangbata talaga. That's good. So, these people, parang itong mga batang to, gave weight to their roles kahit sa kabuuan ng mga pelikula.
Yes. So no matter what we like to do sa best child performers, number one, we want to see who fall under the category na 12 and under, no? That have very key, no matter how small, key roles in the film. And then, syempre, titingnan mo kung outstanding ba yung performance niya. And syempre, as a child, syempre, gusto mo yung, actually, ang hinahanap namin dito yung mas natural na, yung umaarte, yung natural delivery lang. Kasi child ka naman so you don't really have to act like a child because you're already a child. People already see you as a child, right?
It's the
So
honest.
wag mo nang aartehin pa yung pagka-acting mo ng bata ka. Kasi alam naman namin na bata ka eh. Just say it naturally. Diba?
Ang galing. So it's really that. It's the honesty and the acting na tipong, oo, kung ano ka, yun ipapakita mo. And these 4 people stood out. So best child performer. Kinakabahan na ako kasi yan na. Major Acting Awards na yung
Malapit na tayo.
Oh my God, patapos na. Pwede na tayo magbispiras ng Pasko. So, we have the best supporting, ano unahin natin? Actor yati nakita ko dito. Best supporting actress. Yeah.
Best actress in a supporting role.
Yes, go.
The nominees are Rosana Roses, SUAREZ, The Healing Priest.
Okay.
China Magdayaw from Tagpuan.
Oh.
Bibeth Orteza in MAGIKLAND.
Man.
Miles Ocampo, The Missing. And Jacqueline Jose, Mang Kepweng, Ang Lihim ng Bandalang Itim.
You know, these people have been nominated in other award-giving bodies already. So, medyo established ng mga taong to. And now, let's ascribe them. Offhand, I'd say, Shaina Magdayo is in this category. People would say, uy, hindi ba siya lead star ng Tagpuan din?
No. The board of jurors felt na although she played a key role na parang it looks like tatlo sila.
Yes.
Tatlo silang lead.
Kasi yun. Oo.
Tatlo silang lead. The board of jurors felt na Shaina would more appropriately be categorized under supporting role because the story did not really revolve around her. Although she was very key, which is very key character to the story.
In one of the locations lalo, di ba?
Yes, in all of the locations.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. But the hero and heroine kasi, the main hero and heroine is she was not the main heroine.
Okay.
So parang technically speaking, she played a supporting role to the hero and heroine.
Okay, kasi mag-asawa. But ito pa, no, Rosana Roses in a host of a lot of cameos in SUAREZ, nag-stand out pa rin.
Oh, she stood out, yes.
Okay.
So supporting actress, basta hindi kayong main heroine, you can play a very small role or a very big role. You're still categorized in that whole category of supporting actors and supporting actresses. So actually, ang daming pwede dito.
Correct.
Ang daming names na pwede. And these are the names that stood out.
Galing. Tapos si Bibeth Orteza, we have to acknowledge yun. Direk Cardila Siganreyna should have been in our panel. And it would have been a very good parang masterclass too with Direk Cardila Siganreyna. But well, siya mismo na yung nag-withdraw ng kanyang pagiging kasama sa jury because nga Bibeth is part of MAGIKLAND. So Bibeth figured out also in MAGIKLAND.
Yes, because actually syempre yung MAGIKLAND is about the kids, 'di ba? Entering into the fantasy world. So sila yung mga main characters. But Beth's delivery really enhanced the feeling of the fantasy of MAGIKLAND. She was very instrumental and she delivered her lines very well, naturally, spontaneously, and hindi nag-arte. Parang it wasn't really acting, it was really parang it really enhanced the flavor of the film.
Okay. Galing, no? And Miles Ocampo has always been in the film fest and consistently mahusay siya dun sa mga roles niya.
Yes, that's true. Always consistently in many movies have appeared. Parang standard na yata ang presence ni Miles Ocampo sa MMFF eh.
Correct.
Diba? And she gets better and better and better.
And of course, we have the Cannes Best Actress, Jacqueline Jose in Mang Kepweng. Let's also mention that she's also part of MAGIKLAND, no? So,
yes.
Yun.
Even in both, I felt in both movies, she really stood out.
Yes.
And remember, Mang Kepweng is a comedy.
Ang galing.
So paano ka aarte sa comedy? But still, even if it was a comedy, it just goes to show that Jacqueline Jose's ability to move from one genre to another 'Di ba? Parang from one type of film to another, kaya niya. Very versatile actress talaga.
Range, no? Well, yung the artistry's there. Hindi mawawala yon.
Yeah.
Okay, ang ganda ng choices at hindi na kita tatanungin kung sino binoto mo or ibinoto mo, pero
Bawal.
very good choices. Now, let's go to the best supporting actor.
Okay, best supporting actor or best actor in a supporting role. The nominees are Edgar Allan Guzman, Coming Home.
Okay.
Zanjo Marudo, isa pang Baghari. Michael De Mesa, isa
Oh.
pang Bahaghari. John Ray Escanio, The Boy Foretold by the Stars. And Dante Rivero of SUAREZ, The Healing Priest.
Kakaiba rin yan, no? So, EA has already been a best supporting actor for Deadma Walking, and, well, in a family movie, ang hirap mag-stand out, but he stood out in Coming Home. So, that's it.
Yes.
Zanjo Marudo is in isa pang Bahaghari. Yes, a lot of critics have been like noticing him there, but I'm surprised with Michael De Mesa, like siya Ina Magdayaw, no? Kala natin kasama siya dun sa triangle with Nora, Philip Salvador, and him. But you put him here. Why?
Yeah, the same reason also.
Yeah.
We felt that Michael De Mesa was really the glue between the hero and heroine. Actually, siya yung glue eh.
Nice words.
Siya yung glue, siya yung, my goodness, siya yung bridge.
Galing.
But even while, my goodness, I really felt for the character of Michael De Mesa, and he really portrayed it well. Isipin mo, siya yung bridge, siya yung nagsasacrifice.
Ako makukote ka dyan, Carl.
Never mind. I might give the story away, pero
we love you, Carlo. Go.
I don't want to give the story away. Panoorin nyo na lang.
Okay. Then John Ray Escanio, di ba?
Oh yeah, natural.
Ang daming mga supporting characters na magagaling dun sa pelikulang yan, but you singled them out.
Yeah, because actually what we're looking for, and I think what the audience is looking for, is naturalness.
Yes.
You're not...
Parang ikaw ngayon, Carlo, kakaiba yun. Thank you for being candid today. So it's that, pagiging natural. And
you said it yourself, Sir Noel, you said it yourself, honesty. Look for the honesty. And if you're honest,
that's true.
Portraying your character, you'll stand out. Then of course, Dante Rivero.
Kakaiba, no?
Kakaiba rin because syempre, ano rin siya eh. It was a pivotal role. It was a very important role supporting the main character. And maganda yung pagka-portray niya.
Ikilabutan ka pag si Dante Rivero lumalabas sa screen eh.
Correct.
Diba yun? Hashtag authentic self. That's Carlo for you. Anyway, Carlo, I was just reminded, balik tayo sa best cinematography kasi bago tayo pumunta sa iba pang categories because we missed on your major discussion. Kasi dito pala yung heated discussion na nagkaroon kayo ng tie and you didn't want to break the tie. Kasi di ba as a jury, as the head jury, pwede kang mag-break ng tie pero sometimes you just don't want to break a tie. So let's go back to that slide on the best.
Yeah. I was reaching out. I was messaging while we're doing this. I was messaging Ellen. Kasi ako may mali. Alam ko may mali. Can you please?
Knowing you, and we always do that. Nagde-text lang tayo pag sinabi natin, Carlo, kailangang aksyonan to, and aksyon agad. So I was just parang given this note na there was a tie in best cinematography. So let's put back the slide and then we talk about it.
Let's talk about this kasi I don't want MMFF to be controversial because
I know. That's the least that we need now. So
ito technical mali lang na nag-flash dito sa PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Because syempre sanay siya sa 5. And I distinctly remember there was one category na 6. Okay? So I think
this is it.
I think we have to emphasize this. So this is 6.
And this is not ranked, no? Hindi
no.
ranked. Ito yung sabi mong hindi mo i-break yung tie. Parang ganoon, parang kailangan manatili yung 6 na nominees.
No, okay. Let me explain what happened here.
Okay.
I'll be very honest what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
So, ang nangyari dito, like I said, dadaan sa nomination round yan. So the first round is nomination round where we all 10 of us will write our 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Basta ang maximum is 5.
Yes.
And then we tabulate. Pag tabulate namin, there were 3 or 4, I'm not sure, na nag-tie. So naging 6 nominees. So sabi nila, Chairman, anong gawin natin? 6 nominees. Do you wanna keep the 6 nominees or cut it to 5? Sabi ko, okay, let's cut it to 5. So sino yung last 3 or last 4? Not sure. Let me check. Let me check. Para hindi tayo
Is you decided na wag na lang i-break.
No. We attempted.
You attempted.
So sabihin natin for argument's sake.
Yes. Let's not name na lang the films. Ang maganda lang siguro,
sabihin natin there were
you to break the tie.
Okay, sabihin natin so 6 ang na-nominate, no? 6 ang top nominees. Okay. And then so sabi namin, sige, yung bottom 3, sabihin natin 3, I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4. I'm trying to review.
Yeah.
Yung bottom 3, let's botohan tayo ng last 2 slots para maging 5.
Okay.
So, okay na yung 3, pero may 3 pa sa ilalim.
Okay.
Since 5 nominees lang, sabi ko, sige, the last 2 slots, break natin. Let's pick, all of us pick the last 2 based on the 3. So, itong 3, okay na to. Itong bottom 3, sabi niya, sige, pagbotohan natin. We did 1 round, Noel.
Okay.
Tied pa rin.
Wow.
Nag-tie pa rin siya.
It said something. Ibig sabihin, talagang matindi talaga yung mga choices nyo.
Oo. So nag-tie pa rin yung 3. I couldn't break it. So we went through the process. At the end of the process, natapos na kami sa best film. Sabi ko, attempt natin ulit i-break yung tie.
Wow.
We did 1 more round. Hindi pa rin na-break. So sabi ko, meant to be ang 6. Wala tayong magawa. We can't break it. So let's do 6.
Ang galing.
So, kaya ako nagte-text dito, oy, may mali. So yan. So this is the category na nag-6 kami because we could not break a tie kahit na ilang rounds na kami.
Wow, okay.
Ang chairman kasi will break a tie for the top, but walang rules on the chairman breaking the tie for nominations.
Pero ang galing kasi you attempted pero formidable yung choices.
Yep.
Yun, nagstay yung mga choices and these people, pag pinanood nila yung mga pelikula, at please panoorin yung mga pelikula, ibig sabihin, you can have your choices at kahit sino sa kanila pwedeng manalo.
Yes. So, the other nominee, again, when I pronounced this, that wasn't top to bottom. This was really random. The nominee that we forgot to announce sa Best Cinematography is Tagpuan, David Carlo Mendoza, Daniel Uy, and Alberto Monteras.
Okay, ang maganda lang yung kay Carlo Mendoza, he's one of those that we awarded also last year dun sa Hall of Fame natin sa Best Cinematography category. So these people are really well respected and they continue to churn out really good outputs. Congratulations. Now you've rectified and set the record straight with your cabinet secretary. Now we go to the next category. Nako, ito na. The Best Actor Award.
Actor na tayo, actor.
Okay. Anong hinahanap nyo dito? Madugo ba to? Mukhang madugo daw to, ha?
Alam nyo, ganito yan sa actor.
Okay.
And actress, sabihin ko na lang.
Okay.
Kanya-kanyang style of acting eh.
Correct.
At sa actor, tinanong namin si Mayor Richard Gomez kasi nag-best actor na yan eh.
Yes,
so sabi ni Mayor Richard sa amin, alam nyo, it's in the little things. Mga nuances.
That's
in
true.
Acting.
That's
a
true.
Shifting of the shoulder, the darting of the eye, the facial expressions, small movements make a ton of difference in selecting the best actors.
Galing nga, nuances. Very
nuances.
Dapat nuance talaga yung performance.
Yes. So parang
pag sobra, hindi pwede.
But that being said, it also has to be natural.
That's true.
POA. Hindi yung, nuances. So dapat. Or, hindi na natural. Hindi, wala na yun. Out ka na. Diba? So,
galing.
Sabi ni Mayor Goma, actually, ang hirap paliwanagin eh.
Yeah.
Bottom line is,
you just feel it.
just feel it. You
Yeah.
just feel it, really. So, that being said, Best Actor in a Leading Role, the nominees are
Ayan na.
John Arcilla,
Wow.
SUAREZ, The Healing Priest,
Okay.
Adrian Lindayag, The Boy Foretold by the Stars, Philip Salvador, Isa Pang Baghari, and Paulo Avellino of Fangirl. Ito yung sinasabi ko, Noel, na nagkumpul-kumpul yung apat. Hindi yung kanina na nagdagdag tayo ng isa.
Okay.
Wala tayong dinagdag doon, nakalimutan lang
Hindi
din.
ako makahinga kasi, ayan na. This is open for interpretation already. Meaning, yun, John Arcilla, of course, parang yung expected ng mga tao after General Luna,
yeah.
but how he gives us a gripping performance as SUAREZ, the Healing Priest. And Adrian Lindayag, kakaiba. He's the most junior.
He's the youngest. He's the youngest here.
Yes. And then Philip Salvador, of course, he's joined the Metro Manila Film Fest in the past, but now he's different here. And Paulo Avellino, bankable actor in Fangirl. Ang tanong ko dito, nako, lagot. Sa pasagot ko sa'yo, parang nawala yung dalawang politiko na lead. Anong nangyari sa kanila?
No, ang nangyari dito, actually, yung iba, if my memory serves me right, yung iba nagtatay-tay na, pero hindi ganun kabigat yung score nila.
Okay.
Parang 1-1-1-1, parang ganun.
So it's not about there being politicos, no? It's
no. Wala. Hindi namin tinitingnan yan.
Of course, some people will like just pick it out na sipa, oy, naligwak yung mga politiko, because we're talking about Senator Jinggoy Estrada and Congressman Alfred Vargas here, who are lead stars in their films, no? So the explanation here is malayo yung susunod dun sa mga scores nitong apat na to.
Yeah, parang nagkumpul-kumpul yung most of the votes went to these four. And then you could see the dividing line between the four, and halos tied yung four na mabibigat yung scores, matataas ang scores nila
Okay.
And then that was grouped up, then everybody else grouped down, halos mga one vote.
So, ang tanong ko dito, how did the body decide na, oy, apat na lang, huwag na nating piliting 5? Or
kasi our other option would be to break a tie of one each. One each lang
Okay.
So parang kung one each lang. So it went through a process, no? Pipilitin ba natin 5 and break yung tigwa 1 na vote?
Okay.
Tigwa 1 lang ang vote
Okay.
So paano? Ganun. So parang ganun ang nangyari. So wag na lang pilitin kasi ang mga boto ng mga ito 5, 6, 7 versus 1. Parang kita mo yung divide So but yun. So para fair kasi it was basta mahaba. Kaya nga umabot kami ng ilang oras.
Walo daw. Ang galing mo explain pa. Ang bilis mong explain Carlo, kasi yun nga parang very well naturally na sinabi mong these people garnered really a sizable number of points as compared to yung kunyari tagwa 1 vote na isasali mo dun sa roster. So at least that explains everything.
Yeah.
Okay, anything more about this category?
Well, I don't want to give the but the name, ganito na lang, the name speaks for themselves. Yeah. Except Adrian Lindayag, who's the newbie here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But again, who's the most junior here? But again, ano to
It's their performance.
Gusto ko lang sabihin, it's kanya-kanyang acting style.
Yes.
It's really kanya-kanyang acting style. The nuances that Mayor Richard Gomez said. But you have to also understand even with those nuances, even those. So yun, nagkakatalo sa little things, I guess.
Correct.
But also,
you're not talking about history, no? You're not talking about their history. You're talking about this particular performance.
Correct. So for this particular performance, nuances combined with naturalness.
That's true.
Honesty. Who was the most honest to the character? I think who's the most honest, genuine, candid. I mean, it's different. It's a.
Kung yun pala yung criteria, Carlo, pasok ka ngayon yung performance mo ngayon habang nag-uusap tayo as a nominee sa Best Actor. Anyway, Now let's go to the best actress category, which I hate. I heard was one of those hotly contested categories.
Yes, as always. I think lagi
Talaga?
yata sa MMFF parang ano, di ba? Sa best actor at best actress, talagang dikit-dikit yan eh.
Oh, eto na. Tingnan natin kung nakaabot kayo sa 5 nominees man lang dito.
Okay, best actress in a leading role. The nominees are
Tan tan tan.
Isa Calzado
Ooh.
of Tagpuan, Nora Honor, isa pang Baghari,
Mhm.
Ritz Azul, The Missing, Charlie Dizon, Fangirl, and Sylvia Sanchez, Coming Home.
Okay. Such names. Now,
Bigat.
eto na.
Heavyweights in the film industry.
What did you have to go through?
Except Charlie Dizon, I think, is a newbie in
Yes,
film.
yes. And Ritz Azul is kind of newbie, but yun nga, parang she's actually having a festival here because she has 2 entries, Mang Kepweng and The Missing. Now, what did you have to go through with this category?
Again, kanya-kanyang style ito of acting. You have Nora Honor, who is, the Nora Honor, right?
Yes.
Nora Honor, with her own particular style of acting and how she delivers that in paano niya binubuhay yung character with her own unique, genuine way and style that is distinctly Nora Honor.
That's true.
Then you'll have Sylvia Sanchez, who is also a drama actress, very good in drama, in moving and compelling you, in really pushing your emotions. And you know that Sylvia Sanchez, it's how she moves you, diba? With her tears and yung nuances niya, yung konting movements niya and everything. You'll see it. You'll see it in the film, no? Then you have Isa Calzado, who is Isa Calzado, Ritz Azul, and Charlie Dizon, I would say, who are naturals. Natural portrayal and getting into the character.
Ingat ka doon, Carlo. Ang galing mo.
No, they're absorbing. They absorb the character. They get into character.
Okay.
Girls, they because these are the ano eh. Kasi parang siguro paano ko i-define. Si Nora Honor, si Sylvia Sanchez may distinct acting style na may kumbaga merong may signature moves, kumbaga may
Itawid mo yan, Carlo. Itawid mo. Here's I'm like observing you and like hearing you now. Ang ganda mo na pag-explain mo.
Because it's different eh. Like I said, different actors, different styles, 'di ba? And it's paano mo bubuhayin yung character based on your own interpretation without it appearing that you're acting.
Okay.
Correct? Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you bring to the table eh. That's what you bring to the table. It's me. This is my definition of the character. This is what I want the character to be. This is how I absorb the character. Right? So do you define the character or you let the character define you? Now, hindi ko sasabihin sa inyo kung sino ang tingin ko because I'm also just one. And I'm watching them, di ba? So I always look, is she defining the character? Is the character defining her? Or is she bringing something to the character? Or is the character, di ba?
Galing.
But like I said, this is difficult. This was a difficult thing to judge.
Talaga? Now, parang it's like having an oral exams now with you groping for words. Ibig sabihin, oo nga, nahirapan kayo.
Mahirapan ka talaga. Kasi kanya-kanyang style nga eh. Tapos kanya-kanyang pagbubuhay ng character.
And then how it contributes to a whole, di ba? Kasi hindi naman sila oblivious dun sa iba pang characters.
Yeah. So one thing more na sinabi ni Mayor Richard din is you have to be in dialogue with the other characters of the movie.
That's true.
But it's not
stand out, di ba? You just don't stand out and then parang call attention to yourself.
No. You have to be in the scene together with the other actors playing that role, together with everybody else. So it's so difficult, diba? You're trying to get into the character, you're bringing out your own nuances in portraying that character, but then you also have to interact with the other people in the set, the other actors, and the setting of the set. and the mood of the set, and the director who's telling you, no, that's not what I want you to do. What I want you to do is this, diba? So you'll get into that argument pa na ganyan. Or will the director let you be? O sige, yan ang feel niya, yan ang kanyang interpretation. And the screenwriter is saying, that's not my interpretation of the character, right?
But in the end, it's you who's interpreting it, di ba? Pero Carla, ito, you've good oral exam skills. Ang ganda ng tagapaliwanag mo ngayon. But now, can an actor stand out or be a good actor in a film that's flawed? Ang ganda nun, no? Parang sasabihin, isn't it part of your decision as a good actor to make the film really better?
Good question.
Diba? Ganda.
So good.
Tanong. Parang kasama sa pagiging best actor, best actress mo, yung sana kabuuan ng pelikula to make it better.
Sure. But sometimes, alam mo, ganito na lang, X factor na lang.
Okay.
It's an X factor. Okay. Really. I mean, these are all standouts. And they are fantastic. They are such professional actors, and they've made a name for themselves in their own right. It can go to anyone.
Galing. Okay.
It can go to anyone, really.
Exciting.
It can really go to
sa category to.
Ano yun, sir?
Gaano katagal yung discussion niyo dito sa category to?
Kasing tagal yata nung best actor. But at this point kasi this is one of the last ones that we decide on. Siyempre, ito yung actually, sa totoo lang, ito yung pinaka-pinakel yata ng MMFF.
Huwag naman kasi yung lahat naman sila mahalaga. Pero ito lang yata, parang yung interest ng mga tao kakaiba kasi may sariling fandom. Diba?
Yes, may sariling fandom.
Eto na, susunod na. Best Director, the Captain of the Ship. Ang maganda dito, my God, kikilabutan tayo sa mga choices.
And the nominees for Best Director are MacArthur Alejandre, Tagpuan. Christian Acuña of MAGIKLAND. Antoinette Hadaone, Fangirl. Dolly Dulu, The Boy Foretold by the Stars. And Easy Ferrer, The Missing.
Ayan na. Tell us about the process ng pag-judge niya ng Best Director. So,
I already
elements in, di ba? Parang dapat napakilos niya lahat. Anong nangyari dito sa category to, Carlo?
Like I said kanina sa Best Actress na discussion natin kanina, no? Depende sa directing style, di ba? But will the director let you just play that role? Will the director interfere? Will the director, di ba? So I think all of those decisions that the director makes in the film translates eventually to the entirety of the film.
Yes.
Right? From editing to cinematography to the sound to music to the screenplay to interpretation of the screenplay to making the actors move on how the camera angles will be done.
Yes.
Everything, lahat ng pinag-usapan natin when we started this program up to now, that all belongs to the director. Director's prerogative, director's decision, director's everything. That all translates to the entirety of the film.
Galing.
Hawak niya lahat. Kanya lahat yan.
All the elements combined. So, etong limang ito, yung napakilos niya lahat ng elements at their best na palabas yung pinakamagagaling doon sa mga pelikulang nila. Okay, not to say that the others aren't good, but then, anong nangyari dito? Walang number 6? So, paano yun? Ganun din, parang malayo na rin yung divide.
Ang nangyari kasi dito, what we do is we nominate, di ba? And then we take the top 5. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa top 5, wala naman nag-tie for 5 and 6 or 4, 5 and 6 are tied, di ba? Walang sumobra sa 5. So, this was a clean cut na limang standouts.
Question, was it a hard decision para ipiniin kung sino naman yung best picture or it was easy now because you talked about the elements here sa best director?
Kami, what we do is best director. We're not even talking about the best film yet.
Okay.
Kasi iba rin yung process namin sa best film,
Tell us about it, yes.
Which I will explain later. So, because of the way that we did it procedurally, the way the way that we establish the procedure. Pag best director talaga.
Okay.
Best film, iba yung procedure namin doon. Slightly different.
Okay. At saka dun sa Best Picture kasi may 1, 2, and 3 pa. Dito
Yes,
kasi
that's
sa
why.
Best Picture, ang mangyayari, isa lang.
Yeah, correct. May 1, 2, and 3 ang best film eh. So
Yeah.
this one kasi is isa lang.
Tingnan
But
natin.
ganun pa rin, nominate, and then we give everybody the leeway to vote for your best director. Then we tabulate the results. Then lalabas yung the one who got the most number of votes.
Galing. So, congratulations to the 5 directors. Well, really established and well, may dalawang bago pero parang at least no, parang respected names in the industry din. So, now we go to the Best Picture category, which is the last now. Carlo, magbibispiras na tayo ng Pasko. Okay. Always the last award, parang pinaka hinihintay kasi yun na nga, parang ito yung pinaghirapan ng mga tao. And this, I hope, the reason why we're doing this, Carlo, no, is to also guide our viewers na sana they prioritize somehow these films that are vying for awards. No, that please consider them kasi yun, ito yung akala sa paningin ng jury, parang wag nyong isang tabi, no? Sa pagpili ng mga pelikula.
Sa history kasi ng MMFF, alam naman natin meron mga films na patok sa takilya. Kumbaga, that people would gravitate towards because of the entertainment value. It's entertaining, it's a feel good, it's where you'd like to bring your kids to watch.
Nothing wrong about it, diba?
No.
Nothing wrong about it. Yeah.
It's also fantastic, but like what Noel said, it's also this sometimes more often than not, after we do the MMFF awards, we actually shed a spotlight on films that are artistically outstanding, technically outstanding, and even overall. This is the category on Best Picture.
So overall excellence. So we name now the nominees for Best Picture.
So the nominees for Best Picture are
Oh, ikaw na mismo nag-scoring. Ganda. Okay.
Boy Foretold by the Stars, Fangirl, The Missing, MAGIKLAND, and Tagpuan.
Wow. So, well, parang yung na-nominate niya naman bilang Best Director, sila rin naman yung na nakalagay dito as Best Picture. But
yeah, sometimes, more often than not, that's usually where it goes.
Yeah.
Kasi the whole package na to eh. I just like to say na all these pictures, panlaban din po natin, pwedeng panlaban sa international film festivals.
Galing.
These are the types of films na hindi natin ikahiyang ipa-nominate or ipasok or what do you call that, Sir Noel? Yung i-kompetensya sa international awards.
Yeah. Ang maganda dito, no, sabi nga ni Attorney Rochelle, na after the Metro Manila Film Fest, yung ibang mga award-giving bodies also cite a lot of nominees from the Metro Manila Film Fest entries. And I'm sure, di ba, while medyo limitado yung mga pelikulang napanood natin this year because of the pandemic, these films will stand out. Will stand out.
So these are the films na, again, they're not ranked, ha? Ito 1 to 5, they're not ranked. This is what do you call this? Ito ay randomly nilagay lang nila.
Actually, ano yan eh, yung alisin mo yung mga alphabetically arranged siya.
Ganun ba 'yon? Okay. Alphabetically arranged ba to?
Kasi B, F, M, M. Pero hindi mali kasi yung MAGIKLAND dapat na una. Pero well, anyway, random. It's really random.
Really random. It's not ranked. This is not ranked.
So these are the 5 films vying for Best Picture. Carlo, overview na lang before we end this session. What do you think of the 10 entries in the Metro Manila Film Fest 2020?
Like I said earlier, when we started, I think filmmakers, the actors, the technical teams have really gone a long way, no? And I think if we look back at the film industry 10, 20, 30 years ago, it's really grown by leaps and bounds. Of course, the classics will always be classics. Classics of the in 30, 40, 50 years ago will always be classics, and they will always stand out. And I think that's the essence of MMFF. I think 10, 20, 30 years from now, then perhaps those reviewing the films of the past will look into some of the entries and some of the winners of the MMFF and say, oh, that was a good film. Oh, you remember the 2020 MMFF? Remember the film it was shown? Remember the one that won in the 2020 MMFF? So that's what we really hope to be able to accomplish. Na when they look back and say, well, that film really deserved it, or that actor really deserved it, or that editor really deserved it back then, right? So I think we just wanna siguro vindicate all the hard work that was put into this, and emphasize and underscore the fact that there's a lot of elements that go into filmmaking. And I think this is just our way of saying thanks to the filmmakers and to everybody, all of those who contribute and to all the elements of the film. And hopefully it inspires many more to make film tell their stories, because really it's really about telling your story. And I hope that the audience also will also support, no, don't pirate, and understand also, and acknowledge all the hard work and sacrifices na nilagay ng lahat ng tao dito sa paggawa ng pelikulang ito. At sana tangkilikin natin, suportahan natin, at bigyan din natin ng hanap buhay itong mga nasa film industry. Kasi at the end of the day, although it is an art, hanap buhay din po nila yan. At naunawaan din po nating lahat na lahat tayo kailangan maghanap buhay para mapakain natin ang ating pamilya.
Galing. Carlo, did you realize that we just started another tradition?
What tradition is?
Reveal, di ba?
The review.
Parang yes, it gets better every year. Why? Because now we're giving them a guide on the films they can watch based on merit. Di ba? So at least we've done something significant today, and I hope we get that every year, kahit na sana bumalik na tayo sa mga sinihan sa susunod. And that's what we're praying for. No, parang kakaiba. So, how's this whole experience? Like, it's really film education at its best, no? Parang yung pinagdaanan nyo during the deliberations.
Yeah, actually I've always been interested naman in film. I took film class when I was in college also. It's part of my elective.
Kakaiba kasi parang sabi nga natin, no? To wrap up everything also, what we've learned to value during this whole pandemic, 4 Fs, no? It's really faith, na bago kami nagsumalang dito si Carlo, nag-virtual mass kasama ng pamilya. Pangalawa, it's really family that we're with most of the time. Friends, yan. Alam mo, that we've checked on each other, during this whole pandemic. And the last, food. And yun nga, not only food for the body, but food for the soul, like the arts, like films. So we'll always really find ways to like be together this Christmas, even just in the movies. So yun. Can you give us a parting shot now, Carlo? A Merry Christmas greeting to everyone who's like followed you during the year. Again, thank you for like giving us the good news, no, or the real news, the authentic self, the authentic news, the honest news for the whole year, Carlo.
Siguro ganito na lang, no? Alam po natin kung gaano kahirap itong 2020 para sa ating lahat. Lahat naman po tayo may pinagdaanan. Itong taong 2020, no? Klase-klase, iba-iba yung mga pinagdaanan nating lahat. Pero siguro isa lang yung certain na number 1, naging mahirap ang 2020 sa atin. Subalit, kahit naging mahirap, nakaabot pa rin tayo sa puntong ito na nagpasko po tayo. Okay? And siguro yung number 2 is that may inaasahan din tayo sa 2021. At yan siguro yung pinaka nasa puso ng bawat Pilipino, yung yung pagka-Pilipino din natin ay laging hopeful. Umaasa na sana maging mas maganda ang bukas. Dito sa MMFF, itong pinalabas nating mga pelikula, sana po ay pansamantala, makakabigay ng konting aliw, pero more than aliw, bagong perspektibo sa buhay natin. Habang tayo nagmumuni-muni din kung ano mangyari sa atin sa 2021. Pero ganun pa man, palagay ko, itong tradisyon na ito ng MMFF ay masayang-masaya ako ay naituloy natin. Dahil kahit na may kinakaharap tayong kakaibang pandemya at hamon dito sa ating buhay, merong mga tradisyon na kailangan umiral pa rin ang pagpatuloy. Kasama ang MMFF. Kasama ang tradisyon ng pakikisa natin sa ating pamilya, paging matulungin sa bayan at sa ating mga kapitbahay at mga kaibigan natin. Yung mga tradisyon na hindi natin nakakalimutan, pagdasal, pagsimba, pag-alay ng sarili para sa pamilya, para sa kapwa at para sa ating Diyos. Mga tradisyon na dapat hindi magbago. Siguro yan ang pinakamensahe sa MMFF. Kahit anumang pandemya at hamon yan, lalaban pa rin tayo. Papatuloy natin mga tradisyon na pwede natin pagpatuloy. At yan ay nakakabigay sa atin ng pag-asa sa mas magandang bukas sa hinaharap.
Galing, Carlo! Sabi ko sa'yo, #authentic self, #honesty. And for Carlo, whenever he talks, there's this calming effect, no? Salamat for being our jury head for the past how many years already? But sabi ko nga, we will always make our Christmas meaningful and memorable. Thank you to your family. Tell Marga I'm wearing the color of the year. Gray will be the color of the year next year. But now we're in red because yun nga, we're just full of love, mahal para sa isa't isa, sa Diyos, at sa pelikulang Pilipino. Maraming salamat, Carlo. We'll do this again next year. Ha? Merry Christmas to everyone. We'll continue to level up. Maraming salamat po. Ang Metro Manila Film Fest magsisimula na bukas. At ang Pasko bukas na rin. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. God bless po sa lahat. Salamat.